Now friends, here we are having a problem based on coordinate geometry. The center of a circle is at 3, 1, a radius is given, equation of the chord of the circle is given. We have to find out the length of the chord. Here we have to use a formula. Suppose from any point, say x1, y1, we have to drop a perpendicular on ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Then the length of the perpendicular will be given by ax1 plus by1 plus c1 upon root of a square plus b square, modulus of this, right? The same formula we are going to use over here. Now here the center of the circle is 3, 1. This is root 10, and there's a property that if you drop a perpendicular from the center of the circle, then it bisects the chord, right? So we know the equation of the chord, that is 3x plus y is equal to 4, right? So from 3, 1, we are going to drop a perpendicular on 3x plus y is equal to 4, so we can get the length of the perpendicular using this formula. So that is 3 into 3, 9, plus 1 into 1, 1, minus 4 by a square plus b square, that is 9 plus 1, root 10. So it's 6 by root 10. So this length is what? 6 by root 10. Now we can use Pythagoras theorem to find out the length of this. So that is square of this minus square of this. Square of this is what? 10 minus square of this is what? 36 by 10, or we can say 3.6, right? Or 36 by 10. So it's 100 minus 36 by 10, that is 64 by 10. So square root will be 8 by root 10. Okay. So what will be the length? This we have calculated just this, and you can see there is an option of 8 by root 10. So just do not get confused. This is just half of the length. So the full length of the chord will be 2 into 8 by root 10, that is 16 by root 10. Okay. You have to be very clear. Do not make silly mistakes over here. Okay. Now in this question, Anil and Bimal started a car journey from city C to city D, which are 72 kilometers apart. Anil took 12 hours more than Bimal to complete the journey. Had Anil travelled at double his actual speed, he would have taken 4 hours less than Bimal to complete the journey. Find the respective speeds at which Anil and Bimal travelled. That means Anil and Bimal, both the speeds are already given, right? So we don't have to go for any sort of calculation over here. Just choose the option when they have to cover up the 72 kilometer and when Anil is taking 12 hours more than Bimal. Suppose this is the correct option, option A. 72 divided by 9 by 4 is 32, and 72 divided by 18 by 7 it's 28. So it's not 12 hours. So it's incorrect. Similarly, this is 9 by 4, that's 32 hours that we have already calculated, and 18 by 5, so 72 by 18 by 5. So that's 20. So difference is 12 hours. So this is the correct option. Now, if at all you wish to cross verify, what you can do is, you can, here it is written that here Anil travelled at double his actual speed. That means initially now he is taking 32 hours, but if he had doubled his speed, that means he'll be taking 16 hours, and here it is already 20 hours, so difference is 4 hours. So that can be cross verified also, right? So this is the correct option. I'm sure you are getting me. Now friends, let's try this problem. In the figure given below, O is the center of the circle. Find the ratio of areas of triangle, circle and square respectively. Now here it is R, the side of square is R. So this will also be R. Now if it is R, this is R, this will be 2R. The entire length, that is the diameter of the circle, will be 2R. Now since this is the diameter, obviously this angle will be 90 degree, that is angle in semicircle, right? So we have to find out the areas of triangle, circle and square, all of them, right? So this length is R, this length is 2R. So by Pythagoras theorem, this length will be 4R square minus R square, that is root 3R, right? So this length is root 3R, this length is R. So we can calculate the area of this triangle, that is half of R into root 3R. So this is area of triangle. Then area of circle. Circle is pi R square. Then area of square, that is R square, right? So it's root 3 is to 2 pi is to 2, right? Root 3 is to 2 pi is to 2. That's option B. Okay. Very easy problem, friends. Now friends, let's see this problem based on profit and loss. Here, an electronics dealer marks up an LCD TV by 30% and offers a discount of 15% on the mark price. If he gives a further discount of 400 to a customer and makes a profit of 1700, then what is the mark price of the TV? Now friends, bit calculation is required, but not much paperwork is required. See, suppose we assume the CP to be X, that is cost price. Now we are asked to find out the mark price, and mark price is what? 30% up of the cost price. So that is 1.3x, right? That means it is quite obvious that your answer should be multiple of 1.3, or we can say 13, right? So among the option, we just have one option, that is 26,000, right? Because all the calculation over here is in integers only, right? So no need to worry much about. Your answer must be 26,000, and if you wish to go for a cross verification, you can do it very easily. Now 26,000 is the mark price. That means the cost price must be 20,000, right? Now on 26,000 he is offering a discount of 15%. That means 10% is 2600 plus half of that, that is 1300. So 3900 is the discount. Then further 400, that is 3900 plus 400, that is 4300 is the discount. After that he is making a profit of 1700. So 43 plus 17, that is 6000. That is, if you reduce 6000, you will be getting the cost price. So 26,000 is obviously a correct choice. Okay, we have done cross verification also, right? Now, for how many of the first 300 even natural number is the total number of factors even? Friends, I have discussed this concept various times with you. The numbers which are perfect square are will have the total number of factors in odd number. Say 4, 9, 16. All of these numbers will be having the factors in odd numbers, and the numbers which are not perfect square, they will be having the factors in even number. Maybe you can take 5, 10, 15, 20, right? The other numbers also, right? So for how many of first 300 even natural numbers? That means our counting is from 2, 4 till 600. So now there are 300 numbers. So then there are total 300 numbers. Out of this 300 numbers, we need to deduct the number which are perfect squares, right? So square of 2, square of 4, square of 6, right? So we'll be getting up to 4 up to 24. That is 24 square is 576 and 26 square is 676. So up to 24. So in all there are 12 numbers, right, which are perfect square below 600 and they are even, right? So out of 300 we need to deduct this 12 numbers. So the remaining 288 numbers will be having the total number of factors as even, and this 12 numbers will be having the total number of factors as odd numbers. Square of these, right? That is 4, 16, then 36 similarly, right? So in all 288. Important concept, friends, you should keep that in your mind. Now friends, we have this problem based on geometry. In a triangular park, PQR, the length of side QR is 312 meters, the length of side PR is the square of a natural number, and the length of side PQ is an integral power of 3. Also the length of side PR is 1/3 the length of side PQ. What is the perimeter of triangular park? Now friends, here PQ, QR and PR. QR is already, that's 312. Length of side PR is the square of a natural number, so I take that as x, so it's x square less side PR, right? And the length of side PQ is an integral power of 3. I take it, suppose 3 raised to maybe a. Okay, the length of side PR, that is x square, is 1/3 of length of side PQ, that is 3 raised to a minus 1. Okay, that is 1/3 of 3 raised to a. Now till here the story is very easy, very clear. Now friends, from here, instead of going in much calculations, what we can do, we can go by options. See, the length of one side is 312 meters, and we know that the triangular inequality, sum of two sides, suppose x plus y, that should be always greater than the third side, right? So the length of one side is 312, right? That means the sum of other side should be more than 312. So obviously these two options are eliminated, right? Because the sum will be less than 312. So these two options are eliminated. Now we have option 1, that is 636, and none of these. So suppose this is the correct answer. So if I deduct 312 from here, I'll be getting 324. That is the sum of the remaining two sides, right? Now I had to check whether 324 is the correct sum of the two remaining sides or not. Now one side is 3 raised to a and the other side is x square, that is 3 raised to a minus 1. So that's 3 raised to a by 3. Now suppose this is p and this is maybe p or maybe any other variable, p by 3, that's 324. So 4p by 3 is 324. So p is 81 into 3, that is 3 raised to 5. Okay, so one side is 3 raised to 5 and other side is 3 raised to 4, right? So that's 243 plus 81, that is 324. Obviously it's a correct choice. Okay, so 636 meter is a correct choice. Since none of these was there, that's why we went for the cross verification. Otherwise it's actually not needed. If the other option would have been less than 600, obviously this will be the correct choice. Okay, now fx is equal to modulus of sin x plus cos x, and which of the following intervals best represents the range of fx? Now friends, a very simple problem. If you just have the basic knowledge of trigonometry, that problem can be done easily, right? Sin x plus cos x, right? The maximum value can be achieved when both of them are in the same direction, right? That means x and x, that is x is 45 degree. In that case, sin x and cos x will be equal. That is 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, right? So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that's 2 by root 2. That means the maximum value that can be achieved is root 2, right? So we have this option as well as this option. These two are incorrect. Now the minimum value, we have to see whether it is 1 or 0, right? Now can we achieve the value 0 over here? Yes, if x is minus 45 degree, or we can say 360 minus 45, that's 315 degree, right? So in that case, sin minus 45 will be minus of 1 by root 2 and cos minus 45 degree will be 1 by root 2, right? So in that case, 0 is achievable. That means the range will be 0 to root 2, right? Because that is a broader range than 1 by root 2. I hope you are clear. Now one more problem from trigonometry. A monkey is climbing a pole at a uniform speed. A boy standing on the ground at some distance from the pole observes that it takes 5 minutes for the angle of elevation of the monkey to change from 30 to 60. If the boy starts walking towards the pole with the same speed as that of the monkey, how much time in minutes will he take to reach the base of the pole? Now suppose this length is b, this we assume it to be h, this is angle 30 degree and this is angle 60 degree. Now tan 30 degree is what? 1 by root 3, and tan 60 degree is what? Root 3, right? So tan 60 degree is actually 3 times of tan 30 degree, right? Now tan 30 degree is what? H by b, that is perpendicular by base. That means this must be 2h, right? So tan 60 degree will be what? 3h by b, right? That is 3 times of tan 30 degree, okay? Now for monkey, if he covers the 2h distance, he takes 5 minutes. So speed is 2h by 5 meter per minute, right? And the same is the speed of the boy, that is 2h by 5 meters per minute. And this is what? Tan 30 degree, h by b. So b is what? Root 3h, right? His speed is 2h by 5 and he has to cover the distance root 3h. So the time will be distance by speed, right? So that's 5 root 3 by 2. Very easy problem, right? Now friends, once again we have a problem on geometry. In the figure given below, ABCD is a parallelogram whose diagonals intersect at the point O. E is the midpoint of side AD. the side BC extend to F such that CF is half of BC. Find the ratio DH is to BH. Now very simple problem based on the midpoint theorem. Since E is the midpoint, so this and the length of CF is actually length of AE, right? Because the length of CF is half of BC. That means AECF is also a parallelogram. Now AE is parallel to CF and EF is parallel to AC, right? And E is the midpoint. That means according to midpoint theorem, H will also be midpoint of OD, right? So this portion is suppose 1. This portion will also be 1 unit I am just taking because H is the midpoint of OD, and this OD is equal to OB because diagonals bisect each other. So this is 2 portion. Now we have to find out the ratio DH is to BH. DH is 1 portion and BH is 3 portion. So the ratio will be 1 is to 3. Okay? No much paperwork is required. A very simple problem based on midpoint theorem. Now friends, let's try this problem. What is the sum of all the 5-digit numbers that can be formed by arranging the digits 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6? 5 digits, and we have to form 5-digit numbers, and each digit should be used once only in a number. So in all there will be 5 factorial, that means 120 numbers, right? Now friends, this problem can be done easily because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the 5 numbers are in AP, right? So what we can do, we can calculate the average value of the number, right? Now what is the smallest number that will be formed using these digits will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The biggest number will be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, right? This is the average, and this is the average of one number, right? Because this is this is the smallest, this is the biggest. So if we divide by 2, this will be the average of one number. So if I multiply by 120, that will give me the sum of 120 numbers, right? So this is 60. Now with addition of these two numbers multiplying by 60, we'll be getting our answer. Now to save time, what you can do is, see at the unit plate the number must be 0, right? So this option is already eliminated, right? I take out this. After that, 6 plus 2, 8 into 6, 48, right? That means the unit digit must be 8. Before 0, the digit must be 8. That is there only in this option, right? So you don't have to actually add and multiply, right? You can save some time. So it's 5333280 is the correct choice, and since we don't have none of these over here, and we don't have any other option that is having 8 at the 10th place, so be confident this is the correct choice. Getting my point?